What's up, classmates? Do you know how to transform this sentence into this equation? Now, if you don't, stay tuned and continue to watch this video for you to be able to transform this sentence into this equation. But before that, don't forget to click the subscribe and hit the bell button for you to be updated on our lesson in mathematics. So let's get started. So now we are going to discuss joint variation. And as you can see here, I have a picture of a guy with two girls. So I will relate this picture on our lesson for joint variation. Let us first define what is the word. So a joint variation is like a direct variation, but it involves two or more variables. That is why when I let you see the picture with a guy with two girls, it means to say, so the guy is polygamous, that he has two or more girlfriends. It is like a joint variation. So if you have now this sentence, y varies jointly as x and z, when you are going to write its formula, it will look like this: y equal to k times x times z. And don't forget that our k should always be there because it is our constant of variation. So let us have more examples on how to write the formula for our joint variation. So here we have, if p varies jointly as q and r squared. So if you have this, you will have p equal to k times q times r squared. Second, if a varies jointly as b cubed and c, its formula a equal to k times b, then cube and the letter c. And lastly, the volume B of a cone varies jointly as the area of base B and the height of h. Take note the important words here. So as you can see, our important words here are the letter V varies jointly to the letter B and h. Its formula, it will look like this. So V equals to k times b times h. So now let's have an example on how to solve the constant of variation and finding the missing value. First example, if y varies jointly as x and z, and y equals to 12 when x is equal to 4 and z equals to 3. So we are going now to find the value of y when our z becomes 4 and x equals to 2. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to write our formula. So take note, this is now our formula. So therefore, it will become y equal to k times x times z. And next one, we are going to write our first set of given. So we have y equals to 12, x equals to 4, and z equals to 3. So therefore, we are going to write that on this side. Afterwards, we are going to solve our constant of variation from the formula. So here we have our formula, or we write it as like this. Then, since we are only needing the letter k, so our x and z, we are going to transfer it onto the other side. But how are we going to do that? So first, let us going to divide x and z on this side. So since this is an equation, if you divide on this side, you will also divide on the other side. to balance out the equation. You cancel the xz in the numerator as well as your denominator. So what will remain here is the letter k, and you simply copy y n over xz. Now to substitute the value, so your y is 12, your x is 4, and your z is 3. So solving that, we will have 12, then 4 times 3, this will become 12. So 12 divided by 12, that is 1. And 1 is our constant of variation. So since we already have our constant of variation, we can now proceed on our finding the y when our z equals to 4 and our x equal to 2. So this is now our given and our y is missing. So we are going to write again our formula, then substitute the value. So our k is 1, our x is 2, and our z equals to 4. Then multiplying everything, you will have y equals to 8. And this is now our answer for example number 1. So now let's have a word problem. So here we have a statement. For a given interest rate, simple interest varies jointly as principal and time. So if 2,000 left in an account for 4 years, it earns an interest of 320 pesos. Now, how much interest would be earned if you deposit 5,000 pesos for 7 years? So how to solve a word problem like this one? So first, since there are no letters that is given on the problem, we will assign letters for our important words. So the first one is we let I be our interest, we let P will be our principal, and we let T be our time. And our formula will be from this statement, simple interest varies jointly as principal and time. So therefore, interest equal to K times P times T. So we are going first to solve our K, and our K formula is K equal to I times P times T, just like what we did earlier with our previous example. The next one is we are going to write our given. So take note, these are our given. So we have 2,000 pesos, that is our principal amount. I will be our interest, and T will be for 4 years. So solving that, substituting that in our K formula, so we'll have 320 divided by 2,000 times 4. Then if you are going to solve that, 2,000 times 4, that is 8,000, and we just copy the 320 in our numerator. And we will have 0.04 if you divide 320 by 8,000. So this is now our constant of variation. Now, the next sentence states that is how much interest would be earned if you deposit 5,000 for 7 years. So the missing here is our interest. Our principal now is 5,000 and our time is 7. Then using this formula, I equal to K times P times T. So that will be now our formula, and we just substitute the value of our K, which is 0.04, our new P, which is 5,000, and our T, which is 7. Then multiplying the numbers, you will have I equal to 1,400 pesos. So let's have an exercises for you to answer. So the first one is just write the correct letter of what is asked in the problem. So that is for number 1 and for number 2. And for number 3 to number 5, you identify the constant of variation. You are going to write it. So this will be now our number 3, number 4, and number 5. And for 6 to 10, you are going to write the formula. So this is our problem. So you are going to transform these sentences into its formula for joint variation. So you try also to solve a word problem. So this is equivalent to 10 points. So this is now our word problem. This is how you will get the 10 points. So 1 point for assigning the letters, 1 point for identifying the given, 1 point for writing the correct formula, 3 points for solving the constant of variation, and 4 points for solving what is asked in our problem. So that is our lesson for joint variation.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to click the subscribe and hit the bell button for you to be updated on our next video. Until next time, peace!